So I'm out for another hike, y'all, and I'm not going to tell you where I'm hiking, not because I'm scared. It's just because I don't think anyone really gives a shit where I am. You more just care about the message. So I'm doing one of my favorite things, and that's getting out to nature and hiking. I'm fixing to get out here, and one of my first initial favorite parts of hiking is all the warnings that you get. Now, let me show you all this. If you all can see that, Park to Playa Trail, I guess that's where I'm at. I don't think anyone really gives a shit, but okay. What the dangers on the trail? We got a coyote. I've seen one of those out here, but see, I got my stick, and I stay laced up. I'm gonna just say it like that because we're on social media, but I stay laced up because I learned my lesson about being out in nature and not being able to have any kind of option of defense. And you see some wildlife because this is California. This ain't Columbus where I come from. You might see a water moccasin down by the river. Out here, you might see a damn dinosaur walk out of these bushes. You just never know. There's some Jurassic Park looking shit out here in California. Ooh, Black Widow. Y'all ain't got to worry about me and hawks. I did see the hawks, the lizards, snakes. So yeah, y'all ain't got to worry. Y'all ain't got to tell me twice. You see, they got that one and stay on the designated path. I'm going to stay on the designated path, and I will be strapped on the designated path. And one of the cool things about going on hikes is some of the people you meet out on the trails, they're either going to be complete weirdos or up to some sketch shit, or just the nicest and most nourishing people. I came across a older black man out here, brother, old school man, and he said, "Hey, what's up, black?" And that just put me back home of like down south where the old school folks, the old black folks give you a nickname real quick, and he just kind of, while it wasn't a full conversation, you kind of felt the love, and those are the good ones, and you just, you keep out. So I'm fixing to actually hike up here, so y'all can see that. So I'm finna hike up through here. I'm not going down there through the Forbidden Fruit Palace. I don't want to learn nothing new. I'm fine with staying on the path. So I'm finna go ahead and hike up here to some points and share some of my views. Oh, there go one of them damn lizards around there. I will not be disturbing your habitat, buddy. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah. I don't like a lizard. As much as I lived in Florida, I don't like no damn lizards. I can more so, and I don't like dealing with snakes, but I can deal with a snake over a lizard. I'm talking about y'all Jurassic Park shit out here in California. Oh yeah, he is and might be a coyote or two. I know it is because I ran into one out here 3 weeks ago. This is their habitat we infringe on, but California, state of California, y'all ain't got to worry about my black behind going down in that shit. We stand on the main path with the AirPods in, looking on both sides and sweeping. So y'all, I'm gonna be real. I like to share everything on the vlog. I'm getting a little hot and it's been a little hike. I got this on, which this will probably come in handy in probably 1 hour, and the skull cap, but I gotta take it off, y'all. So let me get this shit off so I can be comfortable and not pass out halfway up the damn hill. So I finally got that hot shit off of me. I just wrapped my coat, as y'all can see, my little hoodie around my waist, and making my way up this trail, as you all can see, and getting the hike in. I'm trying to get over to my little point though that I want to get to. So I said my point, but there are many points up here. I don't know if y'all are going to be able to see this, but over there, it's downtown LA. Y'all see out over there? Again, not sure if y'all can see that, but I mean, come on now. This is how I equate wealth. I told people in that other video, I'll be looking at what the wealthy doing. The wealthy, they be taking their behind in nature. It's us all around that damn smoke 24/7. They be out on a farm, out on the ocean, getting fresh ocean air cycling through their lungs. And one of the parts I like about up here is you can go down that path or you go down this path. I already been here multiple times, so I'm gonna choose, this path. But again, this gives you like a secondary view of an area of where I was at, and the good view that you get on these walks. Guess I can get a little bit of metaphysical for you all for a second. So as I'm out here in nature, the primary thing that I had made a revelation on years ago, and through connection it was confirmed through books, is what is the one primary thing that you see when you're out in nature? Is the color green. I'm going to give you all a little walk around panorama, take it in. I'm surrounded by green, and all down here, all over there, surrounded by nothing but green. So what does this have to do with anything? Well, do you know what the color green is symbolic for? The color green matches to our heart chakra, and our heart deals with healing. And there's a thing that you can Google it, check it out. I don't know, maybe sometime in the future I'll go a little bit further into it. Google color therapy, and it will show you the colors that and what they connect with and symbolize for, and how people have had these colors reflected on their body or observed these things to have benefit for them, whatever that may be. But being surrounded in green, I feel like I'm constantly healing myself. I'm getting, as you can see, the breeze is coming through. I'm getting constant fresh breaths of air versus we can see cars down there, but staying down in these cities and shit 24/7 and not having a chance for your lungs to get some fresh air, not to get an opportunity to elevate yourself. I kept saying in that other video I did where I stopped paying attention to what people that were living the lives I want. I stopped paying attention to what they had and more attention to what they were doing. And a lot of, you can go back over the past, people of success, wealth, healing, empowerment, longevity, always would be out in nature, out in the green, seeing green, feeling green, being absorbed in so much green. Y'all can't think this is doing something for me. Some of us, hell, I'm doing a pre-manifestation, but this is, I'm surrounded by green money, and to sit and think that why these things are foolish, and then you look and say, well, what do you always see presidents and people of success? They're all out in nature, and not even just people that have the titles and the things of this world, but like I get reminded, like my me being from a small country town in Georgia, the old folks in the country always be sitting out in the country, not too much big on the city. Going to the city every now and then, go on a family reunion trip every now and then, and they take their ass back out there to that green country field and sitting and looking at it that day in and day out. And you sit and wonder why some of these old folks in the country, like, they was living long. I even looked into a documentary I watched about Japan, how they were consuming a lot of green foods, making the kimchi and the dulse, seaweed, and how these people had the longest longevity because this was greenery, and a lot of natural foods like that were green were being provided. So they're seeing green and consuming green. And I'm not trying to speak to you from a point saying I'm a vegan, because, buddy, I just had a hamburger yesterday and may have one today. But at least getting out, I want to keep it real with you, is that a lot of these colors and things that you see, you notice, like where, certain colors, if you go take time to Google what colors correspond to each chakra in your body and what each of those things symbolizes, and you'll start to see how these colors and things are being used for you and against. And one of the byproducts, I went into a whole lecture on it, is being able to heal in nature and consume visually this green and allow this green to reflect in my body. And even, I do my meditation of the heart while I'm here surrounded in green. And I think it's such a great thing. And I think too is that we're out of whack, city life and day in and out life. I'm here in Los Angeles, right over here is downtown Los Angeles. There's Hollywood and the Hollywood sign and all of that out there. And this is where I choose to be, still the country boy wanting to be in nature. I know the overall benefit mentally, physically, and spiritually of being in this. And through my own personal study, like I said, of people that are living lifestyles and living in ways that I want to live, what are they doing? And this is it. You be seeing these billionaires out there walking, hiking in boots looking. You, oh, look at him, he look dirty as hell. He ain't got this. And you look, you don't realize what that man is doing. He's out there, he's out there cultivating energy for that next billion-dollar company, that next billion-dollar product. You know, and they consume. These are the things they invest in. Imagine if one of us got $1 billion. Everybody would know it on Earth and other galaxies. Some of us got 1 million. We that loud. Yeah. Anyway, y'all, I'm finna get back to this hike. Let's keep rocking out. And it's also inspiring for me being out on the hikes because you see people out here be getting on it. People be working on their fitness, boy. Ooh, this look like a good. What y'all think? That looked like the perfect spot to get a few more shots. And I wanna well, watch my damn step over here though too. There's something up in there. So I'm gonna keep it moving. Like they say, that's the type of shit you watch from a distance. I heard a few little over in the bushes back there. You gotta tell me twice. It's a beautiful spot, but right now there's somebody else or something else up in them bushes occupying it, and my black ass ain't finna find out nothing about it. We're gonna keep it moving on to the next. And then, y'all, I'm feeling so good because I actually got water on deck this time. Half the time, y'all, I be coming out to some of these spots, hiking out here and shit, and they be done forgot water. You know, but I've gotten pretty good about places I go where I know I can either access water, I know to make a stop before I step out. That's one of my, that's a free social media tip. Before you go to shoot content, make a stop by a convenience store. It will save you. I'm telling you, your stomach get to rumbling out here and you ain't got no peanut butter crackers. You know, we shooting content on a budget over here. So, but yeah, like look like this. I want y'all to see this. And I don't know if y'all can see the downtown, but see that? I mean, look at that, y'all. Up there, downtown LA. I think yeah, right out there. And then see, it's a little hill that you could hike, but I mean, bro, I mean, this is just how I just be vibing like this, and I'm not saying it makes me better than anyone or anything else, but boy, like, you know, I moan and complain so much, but when I get out in nature, I always get revelations like, bro, it could be worse. You know, right now somebody's fighting over a $5 scratch off right now, bro. You're out here chilling and vibing. Like, it could be worse. Tell yourself that sometime when you get to complaining, it could be worse. Things I like is, see, they got this little, you know, workout equipment, you know, so I'm thinking like, and they had these little scary ass statues. I took a picture on one, but the one I felt safe around, but I don't know, this park fitness zone. So yeah, and that's the thing about California too, is it does push nature and exercising more here than I experienced down in the South. And that was the thing when I first got out here. And like in the first year, I lost, you know, like 15, 20 pounds. And folks were like, oh my gosh. And I was just like, it was like, you know, is it okay? Is he sick or something? And I was like, no, not sick. It's just I had more access to better foods, and my ass had to walk, you know. Prior to coming to LA, I drove. My most exercise was walking to pick up food and walking back somewhere to sit down, and I was like plump like a damn raisin. Back, just giving y'all, I mean, these views, y'all, just downtown LA there. There's Hollywood, there's the Hollywood sign. Eventually I'll move closer, and if I can, I'll get you all a shot, but you know, this is hiking. And then like for me, when I'm out hiking, it's not just about, oh, I gotta finish the trail. There's times where I go out hiking, I may say, okay, I have a limit of what I'm gonna do, but then I may end up stopping and saying, okay, I'm gonna park right here and read a book, or I'll park right here and meditate. If it seems like it's a chill spot and I'm not really being bothered, I'll just park it right here, and then I won't have, you know, any problem. Or I may put, hell, sometimes I have my backpack, I have a full snack right here, sit my chair up here, look out and vibe. I think there's like the Griffith Observatory way over there. I don't think you all can fully see it, but I'll pull up right here and chill. And don't make me too happy when I pull up with a Bluetooth speaker out here. So you could probably fast forward me 3 years ago. I don't really think I was thinking about hiking or getting out in nature. And moving to LA, I had to learn to utilize the resource of a lot of these state parks and national parks and hiking trails for entertainment, exercise, and leisure. I know we're in the world where everyone wants to portray that they were winning, but there's been times when I first got out to LA, I didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. And I'm human, you know, a lot of people, and I did this for years, you feel like you ain't got no money or your money's tight, and all you gotta do is just sit, shut away, locked up in a room, you know, that's not a good solution. And because I did it. I locked my own. What happened to you? And I'm sitting and locking myself away like an invalid, like I done committed a crime just because my money was tight. So what the benefit that happened was that when I moved out here, luckily I had a friend introduce me to the access of these parks, as you all can see. You know, like this is all hiking down here. There's another trail I'm still hiking through. I may go. There's a lake down there. If I chose to go down to the lake, I brought one of my my sister's Kim. Me and Kim was just out here maybe 5 days ago, out here in these various spots, walking around, and the creativity was flowing. People don't realize it's like with creative. I know people want to lock in things, but sometimes to get your creative juices flowing, I think it's good to, you know, get out and let that and I can get a little bit deeper because, you know, let's not get into like the fairy energy and the negative ions and the positive ions that are in the atmosphere, and why you would always see these classical painters were painting outside because they were soaking up that green healing energy. And nature and hiking, it even becomes like a point of creation for me. It is. I'm creating a video now. I will come out here, read, meditate, and shoot multiple videos, have phone conversations, just look out at this shit and take a deep breath to take like a tension relief from all the bullshit that you know I maybe had to fight. And it's so sad because a lot of us, and I did this over time, we just go to work, we just go to work, and we get off work and we chase going somewhere else, and we don't even get the time to even have a recycling point, and we just go until we break down. So hiking, yeah, you're gonna be a lot damn relaxed. I'm gonna tell you too, if you don't believe none of the shit I'm talking about personal development and spiritual aspects, and you think all this he's talking the color green being healing is some bullshit, fine. I tell you what, take your ass on a hike and go up a few of these mounds and hills. Some of y'all been sitting up in the house for years, and get your damn blood flowing. You might start damn feeling better. But I'll tell you what, if you think that's bullshit, I guarantee if you get up and go up some of these mounds and shit and go home and take you a hot shower, you will have the best damn sleep of your life. And that's one of the purposes where if you think everything else, I know I see the multiple benefits that I derive as I'm out here hiking. I have these random thoughts when I'm walking, and I'm pausing and recording them. It's providing me content. I'm getting beautiful views in. So that's, you know, that's the thing, you know, get out there and get moving. I'm finna keep moving down this trail and see, you know, much more. I'm trying to make that little swoosh before I know these coyotes and shit start coming out. I ran into a few of them out here. No, nothing crazy, you know, and I am ready. But, you know, I ain't looking for you either. Share some of the views as I'm hiking through, you know, and I just be out here sometime. I just take a deep breath, you know, release. I took a picture on top of this. This is one of the statues that I'm not scared of, and you'll see they still have, you can work out, you know, you could be out here running. You could be out here reading, you know. California, why it's got this bullshit, there's a few little nature resources that I know, like when I was in my area deep down south that wasn't there. And that's how I'm living. This is like, you see me, I'm not in perfect shape, but if my behind is in hiked up, I've literally hiked at least 2 miles right now, at least. Doing this 2-3 times a week versus what I was doing, just sitting up, going from Uber Eats order to late night unhealthy meal, and I still have my unhealthy moments. But shit, I do keep it moving now. Yeah, get out and get some nature, keep that shit moving. And then I'm gonna show you all, see these out here, and it's just a little trail, you know. And I think the outside over there is like the bike trail. But yeah, it's just the, you know, the bush. You know, there's little segue points, which I'll check this out, but I don't be too fond of these little points. But you can see that it's down there. There's a whole nother trailing area, you know. I don't get deep into the thicket, you know. I get back on the trail. Just like the board told me, in case something run up, you know, and y'all coming at me like, oh, you took down the world's most famous coyote. I said, I stayed on the trail. He came out here starting shit. Another thing's one of my favorite parts about some of these parks is these little summit points. You know, you got a bench here, you know, and you know, there's downtown LA just right there, clear as crystal. And I sit out here and I just take these little views in like this, you know. You know, and to some people this is lame, which is perfectly fine because I don't give a shit. It's not, you know, I'm out of the point of what people think. Start doing shit that makes you feel good. This makes me feel good, even if everyone else thinks it's crazy. There's another path going down there into that. I ain't finna do that shit. You know, I guess you can say, because some people are like, oh, you're doing weak hiking, you're staying on the trail, you're a poser. Let me tell you something, I'm a brother, and we don't, you know, I like to experience nature with a filter. You feel me? You know, oh, there goes a coyote, y'all. There goes one right there. Literally, there's a coyote. Just like I was talking about that shit. Look at him. There he is. There he is, boy. Yep. There's the coyote experience, y'all. Literally. Right out there. Wow. Yeah. And this old buddy, he leaving with his son. I always see that same coyote in this spot, so I'm thinking this is his territory, but I think they be inching up looking for food. Yeah. There he is. See, I'd be scared having my little dog out here. If I had a little dog, no. Look at him. Wow. That is crazy. I guess they come out day or night up here. I know to keep my behind up from over here, I can't show y'all that pretty view. It's that same one every time I go to that spot. Oh, yeah. He'll sneak up and get close. I've been over there meditating and he was like right, I turned around and he was right behind me. I didn't hear nothing.
He was running around with his RC car and he came out of the bushes a little and was watching him and I was like...
Yeah, they be praying on, but if they by themselves, I'm not saying they won't, but they're by themselves is good, but they be hunting for food, but that's that same one. I was just talking about it. I was all the way out there and he got like right behind me.
Yeah, he's not scared.
Yeah.
I was trying to tell him, I'm like, he's looking for little rats or mice inside those little holes. He's just waiting over there.
Yeah, I'm not even going over there anymore.
Like, let's go to the park with the guy.
Yeah, no, this is the 4th time I've seen that one over here. Yeah, y'all have a good one. Yep. Wow. So y'all just seen that. So that coyote's back there. My family members that are watching this, I know y'all that had 20 panic attacks and my grandmother is fixing to cuss me the hell out because I'm still finna hike. Still finna hike. Lord, it's a group, it's a little family up here that's going around here. I'm gonna warn them about the coyote that's around there. I'm gonna be nice and warn them. I ain't gonna be no douchebag. I'm gonna warn them about it. I sure am. I ain't gonna do him like that. Not that he's dangerous, but he is around the corner. There's a coyote over there. Be careful. Yeah. He's not bothering him, but the man, this kid, he's out there, but just know he's out there. He's out there. Yeah, no problem. So we gotta look out for each other out here, boy. We are in nature's territory. Welcome to the nature zone. Yeah, but I ain't too worried. You know, I stay out his way. I ain't too worried at all. But, no. I'll keep it moving. And I told that man, I've seen that coyote. That's where I see the coyotes at that spot. And they say he was coming out the bushes a little bit at his little son, who's like a little toddler. And the dad is like, the son told him, let's go to the park. And boy, he's like, yeah, the park. Yeah, I had to grab my son. Yeah, and then it's a little, I don't know if it's little bird watching stations or what the hell it is down there, but I ain't never interested in finding out. It looks pretty creepy. Wow, so it's a little bird garden out there, hummingbird garden. Still ain't going down there, but I can observe from a distance. It looks nice, it looks cute, and I'm gonna keep it moving. We just had a coyote encounter. Lo and behold, we got a playground. Just a few feet from the coyote encounter. You know, I'm gonna do the smart thing and make a bathroom stop because it's gonna be a wider range area over here that I can probably post up and shoot in. So I'm gonna check that, probably get in the center of one of those fields and shoot away. I'm gonna let this culminate me of my part one of my hiking. I may do a part two on the way back. I just have a few specific videos that I'm gonna shoot on another side of the state park, trying to mix it up and give you a different view. So I will see you all on the next one. Hopefully you all can subscribe to see more content, and hopefully you enjoyed this part one and got some benefits. We got a little shock at the end with a coyote chase, but outside of that, I will see you all on the next time that we hang out.